Bro, people, let me just say something here. You see, Spencer, yeah, we will be sitting down 15 minutes before the show starts, and Spencer would say, how long before the show starts? And I would say something like, as in this case, 15 seconds. And Spencer would run off and go and get a packet of biscuits or crisps or something. I'm like, bro, why are you leaving it to the last 15 seconds before the show starts?
Yeah, well, Walker's want to give me some money, yeah? Because we are the new Gary Lineker of this thing.
Ladies and gentlemen, it brings me great pleasure to introduce to you, to bring to you one and all, another magical show. And let us start the show in the magical words of dream it, believe it, become it.
Coming up.
Well, Spence. See, I got these. You see, because the computer, the other day when I done the watch along for like all 7 hours, my eyes. So big up Joe Kadua. He give me these new glasses that block out, you know, the blue light thing. From the computer screen. And literally, I can stare into the computer screen for hours on end now, and it doesn't affect my eyes. So thank you, Joe, for these glasses. And you'll be seeing me with them on all the time now, because my eyes, I have to protect my eyes. My eyes are important to me. So yeah, Spence, it's been a week. It's been some week, but man said I bought the glasses from. Yeah. Let's pick up the people in the dance hall first.
Yeah, come on, Tom.
Yeah, you know that's standard. That's standard. That's mandatory. Anyway, big up Lee S, first man in the building. Mr. E Francis. Oh no, I got a new mouse. Yeah, Mr. E Francis. OPME, how you doing? AAV develops boxing fan. Mr. Daniel J. Boateng, the one and only. Philip Answer, Jermaine Williams, Chrissy Blue, the lovely Chrissy Blue, 876, 80, Yemi X, Just Observing, Rams, 1154, A Zinger, Motley, M Sport, you know the set. Tyrone Booth is in the building. Anna, Bobby, the one and only Bobby Wright. How can we ever forget Mr. Bobby Wright? Low to the bone. John Kwame the Greater, Duke Alexander, Daniel Grace, Fizz, Guzzy, Denzel Bell, Mob Vlogs. You love boxing. All right, cool. I ain't seen it. I haven't seen You Love Boxing before. I don't think I have. Arise Champion, Joe Palmer, Bernard Cadea. The list goes on and on. Ricky Wallace. I can go on and on and on. Mr. A, Gaza Trigger. Suffice to say, thank you everyone for joining us this evening. We have much to discuss. We now enter another Riyadh season, and what a lineup Mr. Excellency Turkey Ala Sheikh has got in store for us, Spence. Yeah, the man, Turkey's not playing. Because there's no way I would actually say I do not think this fight would actually be taking place if it were not for the influence of the main man in boxing right now, and that's Turkey Ala Sheikh. And of course, I'm talking about Artur, the destructive destroyer, Artur Beterbiev, against the sublimely gifted Dmitry Bivol, both Russian heritage. Again, something that we haven't seen before. Usually 2 Russians at the top of their game fighting for all the marbles. And Spence, break it down. This is going to be some fight.
Tunde, stop for a second.
Yes.
The 19th of October, I'm happy to say that will see your shiny face with your bleached out white teeth and Yarde with his neatly plaited hair back on TV, back on Sky. Well, not back on Sky, but Sky's a bigger platform than the other platform for him to be back on Sky. So I'll commend you lot for your patience and the fans for their patience as well. I'm so happy to see it. I know you don't want to elaborate too much on it, but I said, let me just start on there because it's easy for me to go jump off on those things. Like bottom line, you know, everybody knows the fight that we really want to see, and that's Joshua Buatsi versus Anthony Yarde, Anthony Yarde versus Joshua Buatsi. Yeah, I mean, AY versus BJ. Yeah, I mean, that's the fight.
JB.
Sorry, JB. The only reason why I didn't want to say JB because when I hear JB, I think of blowjob. But what I'm trying to say is like
Spencer, what's the matter with you?
Right? So yeah, and Joshua Buatsi, that's the fight that we want to see, and fingers crossed we can see that in the new year, Tun. So yeah, I mean, yeah,
thank you very much, Ben.
Yeah, not only that, but it's a fantastic show because I see that Jamie TKV is fighting Franklin.
Good fight.
That's an excellent fight. No, seriously. You know what I mean? That is
Dan Aziz also fighting the young upstart in Billy Joe Saunders' boy, Lewis Edmonton.
Listen to me. Well. I'm Tunde. I've worked on Lewis Edmonton's fights when I was doing the MTK stuff. When I was doing the MTK, and he's a good fighter, you know. He's a good fighter, son. Trust me. He's a good fighter.
Yeah, okay.
He's a very, very good fighter. Dan's gonna have to be on his A game to beat that you, especially after he had a lackluster performances last time out. I would say that Dan Aziz has to be on his A game for this youth. I'm telling you now. The kid reminds me a lot of he's kind of like Carl Froch-esque how he throws his shots from like a kind of arch shoulder with a kind of slow guard. Kid's a good kid. The kid, I'm telling you now, the kid is a good kid. So anybody being lackadaisical about this, anybody going in there nonchalant, like, I'm just going in there to have a fight and he's not on his A game, I'm telling you this now, Dan Aziz is going to lose.
No. We're not putting that.
No. I said, do you not listen to me? I said, if you listen to me, if he
I heard you. I said we're not putting that out there.
Right, I'm not putting it out there. I'm telling you that if he's not on his A game, he's going to lose Sunday.
I know you, but
right.
Listen.
So, I hope that Dan listens to this because I'm saying it out of a position of love and do you understand? So I just want you to be on your A game because if you're not going to beat this shit. But Dan Aziz on his A game.
We're never thinking like that.
Right, all right, cool. But Dan on his A game.
We're never thinking like that. But listen, it's gonna be a fight. And first off the bat, thank you, Spence. Appreciate your words. And it's been as I said, we won't go into it because still, we have to come together as a team and just relax. But suffice to say, I'm so happy that Ant's back. And it's going to be, everyone knows when Ant is in the ring, it's excitement guaranteed. So as he said, get your popcorn, get your biscuits. It's going to be a show. So exciting card. Adam Azim topping with O'Hara Davis, Anthony Yarde, Dan Aziz, Lewis Edmonton, Franklin against Jamie. Shannon Courtney has been, is it Shannon Courtney? Yeah, Shannon Courtney has been added to the bill. Also Francesca Hennessy, Mick Hennessy's daughter, she's on the bill. So the girls are there fighting on.
She's only 19, you know.
Only 19. So she'll be also on the bill. Shaping up to be a massive card, but we all know. Copper Box belongs to AY. That's AY's house. So we are looking to light up the whole venue. So get your tickets live on where are the tickets from? Wait. I think it's not. Is it Ticketmaster? No. It must be Box.
It's Box's website. Download Box's website. It's on Box's website.
Box's website. Get your tickets on Box's website. And
the amount of yard man that I know from the barber shop, he's telling me, and as you can see, Spencer Fearon has not been to the barbers in about a week.
Boxer.com. Sorry to cut you.
Boxer.com.
Tickets available at Boxer.com, and it's the High Voltage Show featuring the main man, Mr. Anthony Yarde. Opponent will be revealed in the week. I'm sure we know who the opponent is, but we are not obliged to say the opponent until Boxer do. So but it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. Guys, Spence.
Yeah. The amount of people in the barbershop were saying, like, rah, about time I want to see that Yard get back in the ring, right? the amount of people who are saying that.
Yes.
And it's like, I'm like so looking forward to it because the amount of Yardies that are coming to that show on the 19th, it's not going to be called Copper Box anymore. It's going to be called Copper Shot.
Copper Shot. Yeah. You don't know. All right, cool. Listen, as I said, I don't. You know me. I don't really like speaking about my man, especially when it's fight time. Really, just focus and speak about everybody else and give everybody their moment to shine. But right now, we have to deal with the present. The present is we have this amazing card in Saudi Arabia next week, Saturday, the 12th. Fantastic card, Spence. From top to bottom, we have Fraser Clarke versus Fabio Wardley. We also have the electrifying, the sometimes thought-provoking Ben, the surgeon, Whitaker. Looking forward to seeing that young man do his stuff. I really rate him highly, and I think, years down the line, Britain could have another superstar in Ben Whitaker. So I'm looking forward to seeing him and what he has to offer. But don't take Liam Cameron lightly. He's a guy, if you're not in shape, he's a guy that has nothing to lose. He's a guy that's come back from adversity. And really,
who did Liam Cameron last box, son? I know you're on this.
Lyndon Arthur.
And he gave him a run, you know?
Oh, yeah, trust me, it was a split decision. And after that
fight, Lyndon a run.
After that fight, I tweeted Liam and I said, listen, stay in the gym. Fantastic effort. Believe me, a time will come. Lo and behold, look at him now, living the dream, And but I hear, man, who was the last person that said live in the dream? Yeah, it was Willie Hutchison. You saw that live in the dream business. That means you don't believe in yourself. You're supposed to be there. So don't come with no live in the dream talk. Just, I'm there. I was always going to be here. That's how you have to talk. You show that you belong on that stage and it's your time to shine. So, listen, we know that there has to be a winner and a loser, but just go in there confident and give the people a good fight. Ben Whitaker, we already know, full of confidence, full of flair, full of charisma. And it's a great occasion for the young man to shine as well. So for both of the guys, I wish them nothing but the best. Moving down the line, also we see the return of Chris Eubank Jr., the troublesome, the pantomime villain, the man who is walking in the footsteps of his legendary father, Chris Eubank Sr., causing trouble, calling man scumbag at the press conference. He ain't playing no games. I
don't know where they got them scumbag talk from. That's another story.
I heard you say that.
Yeah, exactly.
I heard you say that. Then I saw him man say it, but
I'm a pioneer in this thing, bro.
Listen. Chris Eubank Jr. and I can't wait to see what Chris looks like after being out for a little while.
Yeah, it's a year, Tunde.
That's that again.
It's a year he's been out.
It's a year, yeah. But Chris is always in shape. I say always. I see sometimes he don't look in shape. His face look fat and stuff. But what I do know is a consummate athlete, and when he gets down to work,
when he gets going, he gets going, bro.
Yeah, when he gets going, we all know it's 1,000 shots a second. So I just can't wait to see Chris Eubank Jr. as well on the card. Sky Bennick, I think that's how you say her name, Sky Bennick. She's also on the card against Frank's girl. Is it Raven? See, I don't even know the name. I think it's Raven. I'm going to look at the card now because I don't want to upset nobody. Schedule. Arthur Beterbiev. Okay, so Arthur Beterbiev, Dimitri Bivol, Sky Nicholson, Raven Chapman. That's it. Ben Whitaker against Liam Cameron. Jai Opetaya. How can I forget? Going up, or let me say, Jack Massi is going up against Jai Opetaya.
You know what? That's a madness, you know. Seriously, let's call it as it is.
Yes.
Massive respect has to be to His Excellency because he's doing excellent things for boxing. Yes. Turkey Al Sheikh, because this is a really good card, you know.
It's a fantastic card, Spencer.
It's a really good card. You know,
it's a fantastic card. Yeah, and Massi really, after that victory over Isaac Chamberlain, a good victory where he really had to dig deep and find him, look within himself and pull it out. Now sees himself against, I've heard, he's the one of the most, if not the most feared cruiserweight on the planet.
who?
Yarde Opetaya. I don't know. Listen, you
after his last performance, after Opetaya's last performance,
yes,
I'm saying,
bruv,
the fair's not going to be that much.
It ain't my time to talk. It ain't our time to talk yet. But I'm saying we ain't ducking or dodging no one. We ready to fight. We'll fight all these boys. See, you're getting me excited. We'll fight all these boys.
All right, Tune, calm down.
We have to take care of business because
Tunde,
that's the sort of challenge. That's the sort of challenge that Anthony Yarde relishes in. No one can ever say Ant has ducked anybody. We've gone to Russia when nobody would go. Fought the killer in Beterbiev before people got brave and decided to fight him. And we would do the same thing again. Opetaya, Billam Smith, Gilberto Ramirez. What's the other boy who's calling Ant's name as well? Jarrell. The old boy wants to come out of retirement and get Brack up.
No one's not gonna fight that old man, Tunde. There ain't no money fighting that old man. Behave yourself.
Yeah, let them come. Let them come. We're ready. It just, why I say that? Yeah, it's true. Checkmate. Let me just relax.
Relax.
It's
Relax.
It's not that time. So Yarde Opetaya against Jack Massi, Fabio Wardley versus Fraser Clarke, Chris Eubank Jr. against Camille Starameta, and finally Mohamed Alakel versus Jesus Gonzalez. So let us break down each fight individually. No disrespect to the last fight I just mentioned, but let us start at the top. Who wins this fight, Spence? Arthur, the destructive Beterbiev, or Dimitri the sublime Bivol?
Sorry, before we even hear, someone has asked a really good question on here. It's from a guy called Naz, right?
Yes.
And Naz, and he asked me a question on there saying like about do you think like Bivol's domestic problems with his wife could have affected his
preparation?
His preparation for this fight. I believe it would have. So going Beterbiev by KO. Now it's not the fact of him having domestic problems outside the ring, Tunde, yeah? It's the fact that the wife is blurting out all of the business, or the ex-wife. She's saying he's got bad knees, he's got she's blurting out everything. Now, whether that's it depends on who you are as a human being, right? A man hasn't been charged with these allegations yet. He's had domestics, right? He hasn't been charged where he's gone to the right, but apparently whatever's happened between him and his wife or his ex-wife has happened between him and his wife, right? I believe that when you're dealing with a man like Beterbiev, he psychologically drains you, Tun, right? Yes. And the man can punch, right? But then when we're saying this now, as Roy Jones was saying, I'm going to allude to what Roy Jones was saying. The last man to be undisputed world light heavyweight champion, even though a lot of people discredit him because he never won the WBO title. And at the time there, the WBO was a decent title. It wasn't a mainstream title, but it was a decent title because at that time, the WBO was around for 13 years, right? And Roy Jones he absconded from fighting for it, right? But what I'm saying is this: Roy Jones was saying that everything is for Beterbiev to prove in this fight, and not Bivol, because Bivol's been in with some really good opponents, and he's got the Canelo win. But I'm also taking into mind that Canelo is not a light heavyweight.
Canelo is what? Yeah, exactly. But having said that, we still can't get over the fact that Canelo stopped Sergey Kovalev. So
that was impressive.
It's all about the fights, I guess. Yeah. The right fights.
Right.
Picking the right light heavyweights.
And with this fight, I've always been like, But what I tend to do is my original thought on a fight is the thing that I'm going to stick to. And my original thought on this fight is Beterbiev is going to stop Bivol.
Yes.
But it's not going to be early. I think he's going to stop him around about round 9, round about them time.
You teeth my vibes, man. You teeth my vibes today.
Nah, you know what it is? It's the frequency of them shiny white teeth. I know Tunde's putting blink on his teeth, you know. Yeah, I mean,
stop this talk, man. Come on.
I love Tunde.
Regular health checks. I've been telling you this for years. You go and get your regular checkup from the dentist. You're clean every 3 to 6 months. If you're like me, they're telling me to come back every year now, but I'm not trusting that. I eat bare sweets and ice cream. So every 3 months, you gotta go and get your dental hygiene check. Then you won't be wearing them only ways Essex false teeth. That all them Essex brothers wear.
Them teeth are ridiculous, you know, what they're getting, you know.
It's mad. It's actually mad.
Have you seen Slim's teeth that he's got?
Who's?
Slim, comedian Slim. Have you seen the teeth?
Yeah. But Slim's, he cracks jokes about it. Slim's cracks jokes about it. You know,
Tunde, it's very that he walks around with a gum shield to this so big in his mouth.
Slim cracks me up. But Slim was like, bro, you better respect my teeth. I paid a lot of money for them. So Slim is under he ain't trying to fool no one. He told man that he pays for his teeth. But anyway, size game, thank you for the 199. Yarde versus Willie, KO or distance. Come on now. You trying to get me hot again. Bro. Come on.
Relax.
Yeah, relax. Thank you for the 199 size, the size game. So you're going.
I'm going round 9. I'm going round 9 for Beterbiev, right? What's your call for that fight?
Well, I mean, listen. Obviously, I'm fully aware of Arthur Beterbiev. You know, being that close to him in action and obviously studying him. Bivol has actually got the style to cause Beterbiev problems. And I say that because there's one opponent that is unbeaten, and that's Father Time. Beterbiev,
that's a good line, Tunde. Where'd you get that one from?
I don't know. I watch so much boxing. I hear it all the time.
That's exactly where you got it from.
Yeah, you know me. I watch boxing. But there's one opponent that's unbeaten, and that's Father Time. Beterbiev is nearing the age of 40 years old, plagued with injury his whole career. And the fact that, I say it again, that fight with Anthony Yarde was a hard fight, Spence. That was a hard fight. Although he came back and demolished Callum Smith, probably looked the best he's looked in years.
Sorry to interrupt you. I think the licks that Yarde hit him with, made him younger.
yeah. It must have made him younger. But again, I've studied these guys extensively because obviously they're in the light heavyweight division, and anyone that comes in the top 10, they're getting studied. And I know that Bivol has the style. He has the style to offset Beterbiev's phenomenal power and mental pressure. But it's just is Beterbiev going to get old overnight? These are the main factors for me. Is Beterbiev going to get old overnight? And we know Bivol can be a busybody. He wants it. But the thing is, when you fire, I think I've in Beterbiev's whole career, other than Ant, who was trading with him? I was watching a fight. Gavostik tried to trade with him, and he just came out. The way he came out, he just turned up the volume, and that's the thing about
disregard. It was a disregard for anything that Gavostik did.
You know, and I feel that Bivol cannot even stand there for a second. He's obviously got a mind that overhand rights, but I'm still saying Beterbiev 6 to 8. But don't be surprised. Do not be surprised if Bivol sneaks out a points victory. I wouldn't be surprised. But
neither would I, because
Go on, Spence.
That is my original thought that Bivol was going to beat him on points.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
But I wasn't impressed with his performance against Lyndon Arthur.
Yeah, and even to be honest with you, the last guy that he fought, come on, how can I forget that name? Malid Zinad. If Malid had a bit more time to prepare,
The short notice guy.
yeah, short notice.
Right.
Will Jones was there in the corner for him, getting amazing experience for the young coach. He was jabbing up. He was jabbing up Bivol. He was jabbing up Bivol. Bivol had to turn up. Bivol had to turn up the volume on him. But he was doing surprisingly well. And so I just think that I remember that's the first knockout Bivol had got since 2018. We are now in 2024, going into 25, and that is the first stoppage Bivol has got since Sullivan Barrera. So I'm like, any man that can't punch.
That's 5 years ago, Tunde.
Bro, any man that can't punch is more than
how many years ago Sullivan Barrera fight? How many years
6 years ago. 6 years ago.
Thank you.
6 years ago. So
Forget
any man that can't punch is gonna have a problem because again, Beterbiev's footwork is well underrated because if you see, he's been in there with movers and shakers. Marcus Brown is an excellent boxer, a southpaw. He just cut him down. He cut the ring down and made the ring slow. And so so much variables to this fight, but I would go as far as saying that Father Time may play a big part in this fight. Maybe Craig Richards, who's been in camp with Beterbiev, could have given us a
Craig ain't telling no one nothing, bro.
Yeah, okay.
He ain't telling no one nothing. Yeah, I mean, out of respect, and I rate that, because remember, he's lost to Bivol, he's been sparring with my guy.
Yes.
He would be the ideal person to go speak to. And like I was saying to Craig, like maybe Craig needs to move up in weight to cruiser. And if you know how easily he does like heavyweight, and I see him doing some new training regimes, he's like strengthening up. I wish him all the best on his comeback as well.
Okay, well, listen, apparently the bookmakers have Bivol favorite, which is strange. You're talking about a man with 100% KO record who really, I still don't really, it's going to be very interesting. We've seen Bivol rocked and shocked and wobbled against Joe Smith Jr. He literally was out of there. If it wasn't the end of the round, probably Joe Smith Jr. would have stopped Bivol. So we know he can be hurt. He was in against Ramirez, who's fighting our very own Chris Billum Smith next month, is not really a puncher. He's a southpaw mover, very agile, but not a puncher. So if you think about it, Bivol has gone in against a smaller Canelo and a non-punching Ramirez. So that guy, you're getting blocked because I'm a no joke thing. So I'm blocking you. So you can come with your little stupid comments. You know I'm not on it. You just see what man's been through. Where's Spencer gone? You there, Spence? Yeah. So that guy is gone. That guy was that guy, but that guy is now gone. Anyway, Obs, thank you for the £5. I'm concerned about the age, but as per BoxRec, Beterbiev has the longer reach, so I'm hoping that shotgun jab sets up the late KO. It seems that we're all aligned. J Obs, Spencer, and myself, we're all aligned. And again, Beterbiev's jab is a madness. It's actually a madness. It's actually a right hand. So there are very much room. But we know, listen, power is determined by who's standing in front of you. Bivol has a huge boxing IQ, as does Beterbiev. So I just think it's just gonna be, one thing about Beterbiev, he's coming out the first round to see what you got. So that's why I say the fight could even done early.
But when we look, he could do. But when you look on Bivol, one thing I like about Bivol, is how he'll throw the jab, right. He'll throw the jab and he'll position his right leg out on the outside so he could turn in the right hand. And he does that really good because he does that motion, innit?
Yes.
He does that motion. He steps out, boom, then he drops the right-handed. But I don't think, you know what I mean? I don't think it's hard enough to do.
That's for me. That's what is not in, but he hits quickly. And Beterbiev does so much high-tech training, which people don't see. They see him doing the old school training, but he also does high-tech training, which, you know, I discovered when I was doing my research. And he's got tremendous reflexes, and it's just one of those fights where the intrigue surrounding the fight is oh, man, I can't wait. I can't wait. And let's see.
I'm in two minds. Do I fly out? Don't I fly out? Do I fly out? Don't I fly out? More than likely, I'm gonna fly out. You know what I mean? Spencer Brown's already offered me. Yeah, so I'm thinking about, do I fly out? I might just go. Me and Milo might just fly out there still.
That's big. That's big.
If I go, then I can go link up. Bradley Young, who plays for Alaruba, I might just go there and book because he's got 10 days off. So I might just draw it from there, and we'll sit down. My young football players, or I might just go to the fights. So yeah, I'll make my decision tomorrow.
Oh, would that be good? That'd be good to have you out there. John says Beterbiev doesn't drink, smoke. He's a very good professional. I doubt this father age thing will be a factor, Tunde. Well, it definitely is, because no matter what, he could be the most, you know, dedicated and professional athlete. 40 is 40. 40 is 40, bro. So like, you know, but if there is anyone who can defy Father Time or, you know, hold it up, it would definitely be Arthur Beterbiev from what we know about this particular man. So yeah,
I'm not even going. You know what? I'm not even going by the age thing, right? Because the age thing is also psychological. I just want people to remember they tried to say to us that marvelous Marvin Hagler, was 32 years old when he fought Sugar Ray Leonard, right? April of 1987. Cut it out, mate. Right? You know what I mean? Cut it out. I know he's about 55 when he was in that fight. Do you know what I mean?
The marvelous one.
Right. So I
need to watch that fight now. I'm gonna watch that fight.
Come on, go watch the fight. Even I'll tell you a story, Todd. Talking about Medina, like with great African fighters, Azuma Nelson, one of the greatest to ever do it. You know what I mean? The 2-weight world champion. Azuma Nelson, and Country can verify this. I remember Country's dad, you know what I mean? God rest his soul, Mr. Clotty, was going to school with Azuma Nelson, and Country's dad's a big age man, and he boxed. He said that Azuma was getting out of hand one day. He just boxed him in his mouth. Azuma, I just boxed him, right? So therefore, and Country's dad was up in the ages. So Azuma Nelson, when he was fighting all them times there, bracking up man regular, like when he come over and knock out Pat Cardell viciously in one round, Azuma Nelson, when he was like world champion, he was like 45.
It's possible. It's possible. And you know, listen, it's possible. You know, we as I said, we know the variables with Arthur, and we just know that he's a consummate professional. And he said it many times. He said, nobody is born disciplined. Nobody's born disciplined. You have to discipline is something you have to develop over the years. And I think he's a definite model of what discipline is. But that's not to say that Dimitri Bivol is not the same. There's always two sides. And again, that's what makes it a great fight. And that's why it's for the undisputed light heavyweight title. And we're watching to see what the result is, because we're ready to get back in there and do this thing again. So again, let's talk about, maybe we'll come back to that, but let's talk about the UK derby, Fraser Clarke versus Fabio Wardley. This is going to be a fight, Spence.
Oh, you know what? Did you see Fraser and Lennox Lewis together?
Fraser, no. Sorry.
Yeah, really, really good. It's come out today on YouTube, but it's been out on My Sky Go for a couple of days, and it is him sitting down with Lennox Lewis talking boxing. Fraser is a very articulate man when it comes to boxing, like understanding the game and that. And that was a really, really good piece. So props to Lennox Lewis. I was going to phone him, but right? And props to it was really good. And Lennox was in the ring as well with him, showing him stuff, and had a good conversation. Really good piece. So anybody who hasn't seen it, Fraser Clarke, Lennox Lewis, sit down. It's on YouTube right now. I suggest Sky putting some really, really good content there to shine like past fights of Lennox Lewis as well. And I know that they're listening to what we say, because I was saying that when you're dealing with a puncher, you need to watch Lennox Lewis versus David Tua. And so said, so done. What was the fight that they showed first, Tunde? Was that fight? So I know that we're listening. But I'm grateful that you're listening. I'm grateful, right?
But the knowledge. But Spence, who wins this fight? Because listen, you know, Fraser's my guy. I just respect him as a man. But that fight against, the way I look at it is, Fraser's up in the ages, experience, turned professional late, started off in a blaze of glory, looked tremendous on his professional debut. And bear in mind, I'm never looking at the opponent. I'm looking at how the fighter looks. And he looked tremendous. But that last fight, Spence, was a hard fight. Fraser had to pick himself up from the floor. It's gonna be this ain't gonna, bro. And you know, Fabio, he likes Saudi. He knock out David Adelaide in Saudi. He likes this home ground. This is a big experience for Fraser, although he's got the amateur.
That was a year ago. That was a year ago, because we're in October now. So when he fought David Adelaide, it was a year ago on the undercard of Fury and Garner, and I was there, right? And the maddest thing was this: the night before, me and one of my business partners, Adnan, we went to that big dinner with all the fighters there. Big up Spencer Brown for that, and Gold Star Promotions. But the food was some minuscule food. It was them bossy food. You know them? Yeah, they do the plate of food, but it's some. I can't pull up.
Just take me down 805 and bring me some egusi and some pounded, man.
Right. So after that, I said, "Right, rude boy, I'm hungry." I'm like, fair play. You get your own driver as well. So they're driving us back. As they're driving us back to the hotel, I said to the stop, I went KFC. Got into KFC now, which is nice out there because it's all halal. Got in there, and who did I see walking the road? Fraser Clarke. Fraser said, "I've just come in, Spence. My auto's across the road. I've just come in. I mean, we landed late." I said, "Right, you missed the party, and it was a wicked party." He said, "Yeah, don't worry." So then that was the night before the fight. Then the night of the fight, he was there and he studiously watched that fight. Yeah, and he got up and he goes, "There's no way my man can beat me. No way, no way." And I was very impressed with how Fabio dealt with David Adelaide. I'm not going to lie to you. I was impressed with that. And I said, boy, yeah, I think it can be a fight, bro. And the fight that they had the other day when they fought, that was a war of attrition, right? And I think it was,
sorry, Spencer.
I believe that fight was a war of attrition. And I think if this is why this fight's really good. If Fraser Clarke had better conditioning, I don't think the result would have been the way. But then if Fabio Wardley had more experience, I don't think the fight would have went the other way. And what's happened now, because it was a draw, what happened now is that Fraser Clarke knows I need better conditioning, and I know certain fights that he's been studying. I rate him because he's proper being on it, right? But I also know that Fabio Wardley has had the experience by going 12 rounds. He'd never done that before. And this is why this fight is a really, really good fight. It's something, and it is a pick'em, because take emotion out of it. If you just sit down and just say, well, who do you think is going to win?
Me?
Yeah, who do you think is going to
win? Listen, Fraser's my guy. I'm edging for Fabio. I'm being honest with you. I'm edging for Fabio, because I just feel that Fraser is the older man in this scenario, 33 years young, and Fabio is 29 years young. Fabio is still learning. He just come into this game. He's a white-collar boxer, fam. He's a white-collar boxer. And you're talking about an Olympian, a Commonwealth Games gold medalist. You're supposed to bruck up these men.
Yeah. You might walk through them.
You're supposed to bruck up these men. You know, bro, did you see Fraser at the end of the 12th round? He looked like he just come out the pub down Old Kent Road. Bro, Fraser's my guy. Fraser knows. But Fraser was legless, bro. And I'm saying to myself, okay, so conditioning, you've have all that experience, all that amateur experience, all them GB situations. You've turned pro at a late age after having all that experience. and you're just now saying I need to work on my conditioning. That don't make no sense to me, Spence. That don't make no sense to me. And I'm saying to you that Fabio has only had 12 fights. Is it 12? I think it's 12 fights. No, 17, sorry. Fabio has had 17 fights, 16 knockouts. And this you come from fighting in Albrighton. Remember Albrighton and Dulwich? Duck in the Hill.
Bro.
Albrighton nightclub. Social club, where I used to have all the dances. Them. He coming like he just come out there, Albrighton. And I'm like, you're not supposed to be doing a man who just come out of Albrighton in Dock in the Hill, East Dulwich Estate, ain't supposed to be doing that to a GB standout. And it was so I'm like, okay, there must have been some kind of, was it okay? So ill preparation? Is it taking the fighter lightly? Is it looking at him like this guy can't beat me because he's just a white collar boxer? So, but if a white collar boxer can do that to you at the first going, that white collar boxer now is going to improve, Spencer.
Yeah, that's what I said to you.
Worry. That's my worry. He's going to improve. Fabio's going to come back better. I'm not too sure if Fraser's going to come back better. I can't say, well, yeah, I can say it because I don't really have no affiliation to Fabio. But I'm backing my man Fraser. I want Fraser to do well because I've always backed him.
You're backing him, but you just said that Fabio's going to win.
No, listen, but I'm just giving my opinion.
Yeah, I rate that.
I've always backed Fraser. He was one of my standouts for prospects when he first turned pro. And Fraser knows I'm always, even at his last, when he fought in York, I was shouting, he was looking over, I was telling him, do this, do that. But I just want him to go into this fight, and I'm sure he has, fully focused. You have to be fully focused because you weren't supposed to do that the first time round. Based on your credentials, you're supposed to deal with him. So again, it's gonna be one of them fights. It's gonna be who's more used to the occasion. And I feel like Fabio's used to that occasion now. He's already been there once, taken an unbeaten record of a boasty youth in David Adelaide, and he's going there again to upset the apple cart again. So we'll see. I mean, it's going to be a good fight, Spence. It's going to be a good fight. It's going to be a good fight. But like I said, I wish all the guys the best. Because I'm a kind of man who goes with who I know. I'm hoping and praying that Fraser does come home with a victory, but it ain't gonna be easy. It ain't gonna be easy because this is a fight. In fact, this is chief support, right? It's got to be chief support because I saw a poster. Maybe Chris Eubank Jr. done the poster himself, where Chris Eubank Jr. was second under the main event, and I'm like, no.
I know. I think the reason why is because Chris Eubank Jr.
Yes,
on the undercards, he's the biggest name.
He is of course.
Tunde, numbers don't lie. Yeah, it's a business. Numbers don't lie.
He's the biggest name,
and yeah, exactly. Numbers don't lie, and he's coming with heritage as well. So I got to give him that.
Yeah. But we know what the better fight
is.
Yeah,
come on. We do know.
It's just like you know what? Remember, Hutchison against Boatsi was down on the card. That was number 2. But then the promoters must have said, they must have gone by the public opinion. They said, nah. And they moved them right up, not chief support, but one before the chief support. So maybe moving closer this week, they will look at that. I still don't think they will put Fraser.
I don't think it makes a difference because it's a fantastic card. Yes. You know what I mean? It's a fantastic card.
Yeah, you're right. So whoever it is, whether it's Eubank or Fraser, a great fight. So moving on to the Chris Eubank fight, what can we expect in that contest? Because we know that Camille has only got 2 defeats. Yes, they are both coming off of stoppages, but one was to the formidable Gennady Golovkin, and the other one was to Jaime Munguia. So those ain't no joke brothers. Those are not joke guys.
They're not. You know what? I believe I was so impressed with Chris Eubank Jr. last year against Beefy, right? I was so impressed with that performance. Then, you know what I mean, that was a masterclass display, and especially a man coming back from getting clap out. I mean, that takes a lot. You get knocked out, you're coming back like that. That shows you the man's mental fortitude, right? And not only that, but if anybody knows Chris Eubank Jr., is like when it is time to train, that brother trains. But not only that, but mentally he's a tough guy. Because I was hearing stories that he wasn't looking too good in the gym when he was out in America, right? But he knew what he had to go do, and he did it on a supreme level, on a level where we have to say, hats off to you, right? Right. This brother here is no Beefy Smith, right?
Okay. I've not actually seen him fight, but
I've seen him fight twice.
I'm gonna look at the tapes. Right? He's coming off a draw as well.
Yeah, exactly. He's coming off a draw, and I just believe that there's something about Chris Eubank Jr. which is alluring, right? And he has been taught by the master to understand this business, and it is a business, right?
Always.
And he knows how to do it. So all the props in the world should be with him, you know. So
what would you say about
inside the distance?
Sorry to cut you, Spurs. What would you say about the fact that again he's left Bomac and now gone with Jonathan Banks?
You know what? I think that's more to do with the Saudi thing, or the thing that is because Jonathan Banks is out in Saudi a lot. Well, not even Saudi, but out in Dubai a lot. And that's where Napa's based. The rest of their team are based. Just easy. And not only that, but a lot of people don't really put the respect on Jonathan Banks' name. Jonathan Banks is a very good trainer, you know? You know what I mean? Jonathan Banks is a good trainer. I just
remember when he was in the corner with Dylan, when Dylan fought AJ.
Yeah, but you know what? He weren't good in that fight, right? I'm going to be real with you.
Yeah, you have to check yourself there.
Yeah, he did. He wasn't good in that fight. I remember when Dylan come with them yard man thumps, the Yaman banana thumps as well, the dumpling thump, right?
I like the way you just paused there and you thought about it.
Exactly. But his resume, he's got a very good resume. You know what I mean? He was the one that took over from Emmanuel Stewart when Emmanuel Stewart passed away with Klitschko and that. No, he's a good trainer, man. He must.
Can I just say he actually trained GGG when he lost against Canelo as well?
Did he?
No, yeah, because Canelo went to Banks. So Banks ain't got no. Bro, the track record ain't looking good.
Nah, to Banks. Listen, I'm never a good brother as well. You know what I mean,
no. I'm not saying that, but I just think the English guys.
The track record was not very good.
So I mean, what was I mean, Napo could probably tell me, but I don't know. I don't see what the issue was or what the problem was with Bomac. Maybe Bomac's way of trading, because Bomac, I know them man there. I already know without even asking Napa. Them man there, they're sparring hard. They're sparring hard, and we know about wear and tear. And Eubanks is obviously taking the lessons from his father, in the sense that, you know, you have to preserve yourself. Hence why he's lasted this long and he's this age. Because if you're in the gym having wars and everything like that, that's not good for the long term. So I can see that. Not everyone is Terence Crawford. And maybe it was the training. I don't know the reason why. But again, he's decided to... First, it was Roy Jones in the corner when he fought Liam Williams. Roy Jones was his trainer. And he was fighting kind of like Roy, or trying to imitate Roy. Then he left that. Then he left Roy Jones. Then he went to Bomac, got the win again, and now he's with Jonathan Banks. So that's 3 trainers in the last 3 fights, from what I can see. So are we underestimating Camille?
Tunde, we don't listen. End of the day is this, yeah. Eubank Jr. chose Camille.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Listen, when you choose your opponents, you know the reason why you're choosing them. Right? Let's just keep this totally 100, yeah? Eubank Jr. knows how to take advantage of the system. He has a name, right?
Yes.
And also he can turn up things and make people's blood boil, make promoters' blood boil with his rhetoric. He's good box office. And no matter when you say something, listen, you can say something, and no matter how much you apologize, you're not taking it back. So this is what he's very good at, right? He's good at it. He has embellished himself to be that person. And yeah. Oh, checkmate. You said what happened to Nassim Richardson? Nassim Richardson died about 5 years ago, my friend. That's what happened to Nassim Richardson, just to let you know. All right. And he was my really good friend. Everyone knew that. He was that guy was my bona fide man. For about 20 years prior. But yeah, Eubank Jr., I got him. He wants to stop this brother as well. That's why he picked him. Because he's looking for a stop.
I hope so. I mean, listen, it is entertaining when Eubank Jr. is on the scene. He's, to me, regardless of how anyone looks at him, he's brilliant for boxing in this country. And just having that, he chose to be himself. And again, that's admirable in this day and age when people are trying to pretend, So I think that the fact that he's one of the, the few guys out there that's still willing to take risks, I rate that. And so I know some people will want him to fight others, but he's writing his own story. Everyone writes their own story unless you allow someone else to write your own story. So he's writing his own story. He wants this warm up, and he's right. He's right. Get past this, and the options are they're there, Spence. There's the Canelo option. I hear them talking about Crawford, but I can't see why Crawford would want to fight Chris Eubank Jr. That don't make no sense. But there's the Canelo. There's obviously the Conor Benn situation where people are still wanting that fight, Spence. People still want to see Eubank Jr. against Conor Benn. But it's two different weight classes. I don't get it.
Tunde, the only way that fight should happen is if it's at middleweight, right? That's number one. And we've already heard Chris Jr. sounding like his dad there. Yes, these men are anyway. So we heard what he had to say. We heard what he had to say, and that fight should only be at middleweight, and we'll see where it goes from there. That's how I see it. If them two were to go on, but yeah, let's move on down the line now, Rude Boy.
All right. Again, so we've said Fraser, we've said Chris Eubank Jr. Obviously, we've said the top of the bill. Let's talk about Jai Opetaya versus Jack Massi. That is a fight. Listen, as you just said, I think both of us were not impressed by Jai Opetaya's last performance against aging Bradis. I always call him Bradis Prescott, but it's not Bradis, it's Marius Bradis. That weren't good. I'm not gonna lie, that weren't good.
And also, may I add to this? It was, if anybody needed confidence to go in there with Jai Opetaya, it was that performance there.
Yes, yeah, for sure. I think, in my opinion, Chris Billam-Smith should have fought Jai Opetaya rather than Ramirez. I'm telling you, Chris Billam-Smith should have fought Jai Opetaya. I don't know why man's ducking and dodging this, brother. I'm just gonna be real. I don't know why man's ducking. All right, let me ask you a question. Spenny ranking. Marius Bradis. If he fought Lawrence Okoli, what would happen?
Lawrence would knock him out.
There you go.
I believe, especially like the proper Lawrence Okoli. Yeah, Lawrence will knock it out. I'm talking the Lawrence Okoli that's eating meat, not the Lawrence Okoli that's some vegan vegetarian foolishness, right? Yeah.
Lawrence Okoli would clap out Marius Bradis, knock him out cold. So I'm saying that, hold on, I don't get it. Maybe I'm missing something. Chris Billam-Smith should have fought Jai Opetaya, be recognized as the Ring Magazine. Now you've got to take a slippery fight against Ramirez. Because one thing about Ramirez, that guy can box your he can box man's ears off. I don't know. Well, I do know what happened when he fought Bivol. It was the IQ of Bivol that made him fight a fight that nobody's ever seen. Because we're used to seeing Ramirez fight Mexican style from a southpaw stance. But it just goes to show you, and what I always say on this show, speed, power, strength, everything is determined by who's standing in front of you. And I feel that once Ramirez discovered that the man in front of him had a greater IQ to him, when he threw one, the man in front of him would throw four. He just became a coward overnight, and he wasn't willing to challenge.
Who became a coward?
Ramirez. He just became a coward overnight. He was so scared in the fight. I'm like, bro, what's the matter with you? But this is a brother that was, he was aggressive. He's always aggressive from a so. But now, for me, going off subject now, the Billum Smith fight against Ramirez is a tricky fight, Spence. It's a tricky fight.
You know why? Because like Zerdo, he punches off range.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? And that's a problem. And the thing about it is this is like with Chris Billum Smith, all the credit in the world. You got two big wins. Well, three. In matter of fact, let's hear it for Chris Billum Smith. He's done excellently well. You know what I mean?
Against British fighters.
Yeah.
All of those world title fights were British title fights.
They are.
I'm just keeping it real.
Mean? They are.
I'm just keeping it real. So again, we have to read between the lines. It's just like what I was saying with Dubois and AJ. Dubois has beaten legit fighters, heavyweight fighters. Hrgovic was the bogeyman. He broke him up.
He certainly did.
He's been in there with the legit guys. And that's what made me always favor him, or always knew it was going to be a good fight. Let me just say that. Let me not upset no one again. But I always knew it was going to be that because he's been in there with the legit guys, the fresh guys.
Okay, you know? I hear that. So we're kind of going off track, you know.
So again, I don't know. So now I'm talking about. Yeah. So now I'm talking about the Billum Smith. He's beaten 3 London youths: Riyadh, Okoli, and Isaac.
And Tunde, he's beaten 3 London youths who are 3 world-rated London youths. Let's not get twisted. Lawrence Okoli was WBO cruiserweight champion of the world, ranked number 2 in the Ring magazine. Lawrence Okoli. That's who you're talking about. Richard Riakporhe was highly ranked in the WBC and IBF, as well as the WBO. Right? Richard Riakporhe. People say that Richard Riakporhe bangs harder than Anthony Joshua. I was hearing that a lot.
Oh, yeah?
Right? Yeah. Richard can punch, man. Let's call it as it is. Right? But the game plans that were administered by Shane McGuigan in taking away and offsetting things. And I remember this. I was telling you how it is, yeah? He said that how on earth could Richard Riakporhe beat us when a few years ago Angel Fernandez was begging us for a job?
Who said that?
Shane McGuigan.
Wow.
So it's a lot to do with corners, and I've got to rate Shane McGuigan.
He said that, yeah?
Yeah, that's what he said to me. Swear down, right? He said, he said, how could he beat us? And this man was begging us for a job. You know what I mean? So when you look at it like that, I've got to give a lot of props to Chris Billum Smith, because Chris Billum Smith, the hardest fight that he's had from a British fighter is from Isaac Chamberlain. So we've got to give Isaac Chamberlain all the credit in the world. You know what I mean? Because he was a walk in the park against Lawrence Okoli, vegan or no vegan or whatever not, he weren't eating.
No, that's a good performance.
It was a very good performance.
I rate Billum Smith for that performance.
Right? And then after that, that was a very good performance against Richard Riakporhe. Richard Riakporhe boxed in that fight like it was a deer in headlights, like he didn't even know what he was in. If someone told me that this brother here was if this brother here was a top ranked world class cruiserweight, I'll be looking. Well, now I'm looking for him because I didn't see that world class fighter turn up.
Well, for me, Spence, this fight will show me if Chris Billingsmith is real world class.
Okay.
Because Ramirez is a real champ. So,
good fighter, man. Good fighter.
So now I will see, because I'm not just saying things because people saying them. I will never be that guy. I will never be that person to just follow the trend. I'm saying I need to see him. He's world class because he's a world champion. No doubt. But there's being a world champion, and then there's being in there, and then there's being in the ring with a world champion. Yeah.
So to put up Paul L finances thing.
Trust me, Spence. Reactpool was under. Nah, see, I'm not on that. I'm not on that. Yeah. There's being a world champion.
I'm not around with them old woman, them, right?
There's being a world champion, and there's being in the ring with a certified champ. So now we'll see. Obviously, the team are very confident, and they've got a right to be confident. But up until the Bivol contest, let's remember this guy was like 44-0. Ramirez was 44-0. Regardless if he's fighting 40 Mexican road sweepers, the guy's 44-0. And so, it was a long-term, I don't know if they've done their research in the way that I know Ramirez, but he was a long-term sparring partner of Canelo Alvarez for years. So, this guy is genuine. It's genuine. So I'm looking forward to it. Listen, for me, Billingsmith is a real gentleman, as his name suggests, and he's a real tough fighter. It reminds me like of a Bernard Hopkins in the sense that there's never ever any, flair or anything about that. He's just a hard grafter, and he's built it from the ground up, and he's a world champion, and he's a fighter, and so I respect him for that. But let's see. It's a very interesting fight. Suffice to say, it's a very interesting fight. But Zerdo is a good fighter, Spence. Zerdo is a good fighter.
Very good fighter.
And we have gone off track. We were talking about Jai Opetaya and Jack Massi. What chance does Jack Massi have in this fight, Spence?
He's got a great chance because he's got a good chin, right? And he's fundamentally sound. I remember him from, what was it? I think it's 2012, 2013, ABA finals when he beat Chris Billingsmith, right?
Okay.
Right, exactly. Beat him on points in the ABA finals. I did me and Ed Robertson did the commentary for Sky. He's sound, right? And he's got to be up for it because he just got to win. He just got to win over Isaac Chamberlain, and I think that stands him in very, very good stead. How he beat Isaac. Isaac just wasn't there at the races, but we got to also be real. I think he's going to cause Opetaya trouble, but then I think Jar's going to catch him, wear him down in the later rounds, and I could see this fight going points and Jar winning on points. That's how I see it.
Spence, you know me. Andrew McIntosh, you made a comment here, and you know what? I'm about to block you, so I just want to answer your question before I block you, because you've been around for a long time. But I'm gonna block you, yeah. So you said Tunde told you to hold back, but you couldn't. You went on the opposite channels and slagged off people who was your friend when he was in a sick bay. When have you ever heard me slag off a next man?
He was talking about you.
Who's he talking about? He said Tunde.
He's talking about me. He's not talking about you.
Huh?
He's talking about me.
Hold on. Brother, you know me, I get hot. He said, but I have to block you because you talk about my guy anyway. But you said Tunde told you to hold back, but you couldn't. That's me, Spence.
No. He's saying
you
Tunde
went on opposite channels and slagged off people who was your friend,
right,
when he was in his sick bed. Okay, so that's talking about Don Charles.
Yeah. Now.
So hold on. So why are you calling my name?
No, he's saying that you told me to hold back.
Tunde told you to hold back. Okay, see what
right.
This is why I have to read things properly.
Okay.
But
now listen to me.
Listen, look, so I'm gonna let you answer.
Yeah, and I will answer. Number one is this.
Let me say my piece first.
Go on.
Yeah, Andrew McIntosh. Again, you do not know. This is why I don't get in people's business. You don't know the ins and outs of this thing.
Thank you very much.
You don't know, brother. So you can't come on this thing here and start talking like that. Because I'm a man, I will block negativity. If you was listening to the show last week, I addressed all of this. Now you want to come in here with this kind of energy, chatting about Spencer when and cuss man when he's a sick man, but you don't know this. You don't know the facts. You don't know the facts. You don't know why Spence said this. You don't know why a next man said that. You don't know. It's not your business. It's not your business. Spence, you're not answering nothing. Andrew McIntosh, you have to come with a new alias because I'm blocking you. I don't want none of this nonsense. I'm being told not to block him. I'm being told not to block him. All right, cool. You get a squeeze. Guys,
no, let me just address this. Number one is this. Not once that slag of Don Charles.
Hold on, wait. Where's my character?
Right. Not once that slag of Don Charles. Right? So I just want you to know that now. My supposed gripe ain't got nothing to do with that. I never said nothing bad about Daniel Dubois. Never said nothing bad about my gripe was not with Don Charles. Right? So I just want people to realize that. Cool. But how it goes is this. Listen to this. Let me tell you this. This is how it goes. Yesterday I get a phone call from Kano, right?
No. See, I'm telling you, you're making man try to trick you out of your position. We don't.
No, they're not. Tunde, listen, they're not. Listen to me. They're not at all. Right? And Kano said to me, I get it, but you know how it goes. Like if you're firing shots and a man's in your team, that man's gonna back their team. And I said, yeah, I get it.
Spence,
and that is it.
You want me to tell you to stop? Spence, you want me to tell you to stop? You know why I'm telling you to stop? Because you've already just brought a next man in the thing. You're bringing Kano in the thing. This is what I'm trying to say. You got to understand, bro. These men always try to trick you, and don't let them trick you. Don't let them trick you. I keep telling you, don't let them trick you.
All right, Tunde, calm down.
Let me tell you how you deal with this, Spence. Let me tell you how you deal with this. I'm your brother. Yeah, I tell you the way you deal with negativity. You just block them. You just block them. You don't explain. Because now, already on this thing now, you brought Kano's name into it. So now Kano is in the conversation. You block them. Get this thing. I want you to go. I'm saying it on air because you're my guy. I'm always going to back you in right or wrong. I don't care what anyone thinks. I'm going to back you. But what I'm saying is you have to ignore these people. You have to ignore them, Spencer. If you want to grow, you cannot let people trick you out of your position. You are the knowledge. You're the knowledge. That's your gift. Now you want people to start bringing you down their low thinking. They're trying to bring you onto their level. So you don't do that. You just say, here what? You're gone. The big man thing, you're gone. Later. I'm not even wasting one piece of syllable on your foolishness. This is why you see, I was just about to block Andrew McIntosh. I didn't even read the thing properly. I didn't even read it. I was just like, bro, for my name in nonsense, you're gone. You're not, there's no connection.
All right, cool.
So I know you, Spencer. I know your heart is pure. You got a good heart, but you're like me in the old days where I just let off because I'm like, bro, I know I'm saying things for the right reasons. But you are highly respected in this thing. You're highly respected in boxing. Your knowledge is undeniable. Nobody can break down fights, study fights, give the people the knowledge like you. So why would you now bring yourself down to the level of these guys that can never walk in your shoes? They can never walk in your shoes. Get out of here. You just block them. This is why that block button is the best thing that was ever invented. You just block a man. That means when you come, you're gone. And that's it. Simple. So we're not addressing it. We're not bringing in the next man's name into the conversation because we don't want to connect people that have nothing to do with this negative energy into this conversation. So that's it. We're done. We're talking about boxing, and that's the lesson for today. Spencer, when they go low, you go high. You stay high. You don't go low. The way you don't go low, you don't engage in conversation. And that's why I always tell you. That's what I always tell you. And I'm saying this because you're my brother.
Too long now. You're giving this brother too much energy.
You're my brother. No, it's good. It's good. You know, listen, you said that you always tell me, and I'm telling you.
Yeah, come on.
So I'm like, bro, I see what I'm going. I see what. That's why I love silence. I love silence. When man's coming with your nonsense, cool. Do your thing. Do your thing. You can say whatever you want to say about me, but guess what? If you're in my phone book, if you're in my YouTube channel, if you are next to me, it's gone. You're gone. You're gone. You're gone. So please, Andrew McIntosh, please don't be saying nonsense about my guy. Yeah? Because you don't know the ins and outs on this. You don't know. You only just seeing someone venting off. I said it last week. I said, Don Charles, it's your time to shine. Do not use your time in the sun to clap back at things that have happened to you in boxing. Because why? It's gone. This is your time, Don. It's your time to shine. You've just gone on. You're in the corner of someone who's created probably the biggest upset in British boxing in the years. Why would you use your moment in the sun to talk bad about AJ, to talk bad about Derek Chisora, to talk bad about your brother Spencer Fearon? But one common denominator, no one ain't talking bad about me. You know why? Because I'm not in it. I'm not in it. People might talk bad about me, but not on this level. This is the time to shine, brothers. All of you, Don Charles, AJ, Dubois, everybody, Daniel's dad. You know, it's not the time to start firing at each other. Why? Why would you do that to each other and bring each other down? It don't make no sense. We're trying to elevate. We're trying to make examples for those that come from the same environment as us, whether they're black, white, Chinese, or otherwise, and show them that you can be positive and be what you want to be. You don't use that time to slag each other off in the public. Nonsense. Rise above it. Peace. All right, I've come off my soapbox now. But yeah, anyway, well gone. Jack Massi, I don't know, Spence. This fight here, bro, this fight here it's a dangerous fight. I'm not gonna lie. But because I haven't seen
my man.
Because I haven't seen this special thing about Jack Opetaya, I think Jack Massi may have a chance.
Ton, what I'm telling you now, he's gonna lose. Jack Massi's gonna lose. I'll just call it as is. He's gonna lose, but he's gonna lose gallantly though. But he's gonna lose. Let's call it as it is.
But you know, Jack Opetaya is the UK wiper, but you wipe out UK, brother. Remember he broke up Jordan Thompson.
Yeah, but let's be real.
Now I haven't seen Jordan Thompson.
Let's be real, yeah. Let's call it as 100. Jordan Thompson had no
business being in there.
None whatsoever. None.
That's fact. That's fact.
Do you understand? None whatsoever being in there, right? And neither did Zorro.
Yeah, it's true.
Just call it as it is, right?
It's true.
Jack Massi is the best UK fighter that he's going in with.
Oh yeah, I'll give you that one, Spence.
Right? Simply because Jack Massi.
I'll give you that one.
Jack Massi went, what did he go? 10 rounds with was it 10 or 8 rounds he went with? He lost
Joseph
on
Parker.
points.
Joseph Parker, innit? He fought Joseph Parker.
Yeah, and he went points with him. So
that's serious.
Right, and that is serious, especially when we're seeing what Joseph Parker has done since. Right. It's nuts what Joseph Parker's been reborn. So no, I'm not buying that one bit, to tell you the truth. I think that
and also just to continue to back you, he lost on unanimous to Riyadh, but 2 scorecards had it 113, 115.
Yeah. And when I watched
Against
that fight against Riyadh, remember, I think it was late notice for that fight as well, you know. I think Massi was late notice for that fight. But I remember then people were saying that they had reservation about Richard, like Richard didn't really want to get down and dirty. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying people had reservation about Richard, right? Because that time there, Dylan White was managing Richard, and then they offered Richard the Lawrence Okoli fight, which Richard turned down at the time because it was kind of like 5 weeks notice, and he said he wanted longer than that. You know what I mean?
That is true, though. It's that Zorro fight that could have ruined it. It looked like that fight ruined him, you know, because look, now again he got knocked out by Chev.
Yeah.
Sometimes sometimes it looks good. The money is the enticement.
What? You know, like Zorro, it's kind of mad. El Zorro is his missus is related to one of my cousins that passed away. Yeah, but on his dad's side. So we're kind of like their family was. I was at a funeral and like the family was sat on the table and we had a good chat and I had a word with Zorro as well. Like he was feeling down. I'm saying like I think he had about 6 amateur fights. Son.
You sure?
So for him to have done that, 6 amateur fights is like I got to give him all the credit in the world, but I just got to keep this thing real. You're not seasoned like, you know what I mean? The Jordan brother.
What version of rap was that? The pre or post Madonna rap?
Bro, I've told you that she drained out his powers, like Clifton Mitchell said, that the one know every crib is right. So you know it goes. You know what I mean? Unite.
Come on, Andrew. Listen, it's all love, brother. You know, listen, it's like I was saying to a mother today, you know, I think that when someone does good most of the time and then there's one time that they don't do good, I think what I've always done in my life is I tend to look at the positive things that person's done and really move forward with them based on that, because none of us are perfect and we all make mistakes sometimes, but we don't, you know, relationships shouldn't be broken because there's been one bad moment in time. What about all the good times? What about all the good things Spencer's done for?
Stop for a second. Good things. I ain't done nothing bad. I want man to realize this part, I listen to you. And when man's talking about a point, they don't know the facts. I know the facts. I live with the facts. Do you understand? I'm not going to be sitting down like, oh, well, this and blah, blah, blah. There ain't no gripe. I ain't no gripe with nobody. Do you understand? My thing is this. Don't try to take the piss out of me because I'm not having it. Yeah,
but this is what I'm saying, Spence. Listen, I know you and I feel you. And why isn't my charger charging my laptop? I know how you are, Spence. And a lot of people don't see the side of you that I see. That's why it's easy to judge. So I'm just letting people know that, you know, sometimes even in our own lives, you know, don't be so quick to make decisions based on one bad thing that a person has done, if they have done anything bad at all, as Spencer says. Because you know, life is a journey. Life is a journey ultimately, and we all make mistakes. It's just, you know, you got to just carry on and
stop for a second. Let me just stop. I ain't done no mistakes. I ain't done no mistakes.
We said
that. You know what I mean? No. I don't want to hear none of this. Like I'm like sympathizing, brother. Tunde, stop.
Anything that I've said. Oh, sorry. Don't get mad. You make me swear. Wait for me to stop and I ain't said nothing. Bro, you making me swear the thing.
Let me tell you this. Anything that I have said.
Everyone hates when someone tells you to stop and you haven't said a word. I never said nothing.
Brother, listen to what I'm saying to you. Anything that I have said, I stand on.
You haven't. You're telling me to stop and I was listening to you.
You're going around like, I'm not, you know, listen to me. Let me tell you this.
Why you keep saying listen to me? I'm listening to you, bro.
All right, then cool. So I've heard you going about and this and blah, brother. I'm not begging friend from no one, you know. Man, don't know.
But this is where I feel you need to adjust, because it's not about begging friend. We're not begging friend. It's not.
Tunde,
It's not about big. Listen,
if
Spence.
man
It's not
needs
about
listen,
begging
if
friends.
man needs listen to me, all up to I've listened to you.
Can I try
I've
and
listened. No,
charge,
because we're
let me try
debating,
and
so we
charge
can go back
my
and forth.
battery. It's gonna cut out live on air.
Go on, go on.
I just want to change
Quick,
the
go on,
charge.
do it.
Listen.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. We don't need to stay on this thing anymore because it's winding me up now. I'm not begging no one. I don't, brother. Listen to me.
Conversation.
What?
It's good conversation. I like it. The real challenge.
No, but it's not good. It's not. You know what, son? It's not. You know what? Let me tell you this. I'll tell you why it's not good conversation, yeah? Because we never touched on this on our channel. So I don't want to touch on this on our channel. I could go talk this on other channels. I don't want to touch on this on our channel.
I get it.
Right? So you trying to say, oh, but they don't know and da-da-da. Of course they don't know. You know, innit?
I get it.
Right, you know. That's why I say leave it at that.
No, I was the one who actually said leave it.
All right, cool. Well, I'm telling you now, leave it at that. Because you're going on a bit. It's like you like to hear your voice a little bit too much now. All you got to do is...
All right. I was just trying to back
I want man to real. I'm not begging no friend from no one. Because I know the rules. And none of... And I'm saying, and listen, and none of them men could openly debate me on what's happened or what transgressed. None of them. All right, none of them.
Calm down, Spence. Calm down.
Nah, you're getting me mad now. Now you're getting me
cool.
mad.
Listen. I don't want you to be upset. I feel that sometimes when I talk, I'm talking for others to hear, not you, because you know where I'm going. What I'm saying is,
Tunde was the one that told me, said, Spencer, don't let man try to use money to draw you out.
Yes.
Tunde said that to me. He said, because I know you, you know, and I know the things that you've done.
Yes.
I don't need to go say what I've done for man.
Yes. Yeah.
Right.
Trust me.
And I said, okay, cool. Cool. No, because you started, you on this thing. I was full with it, you know. I said, I'm never talking about these things. I'm not talking about it. I'm talking about a situation. I'm telling you how I am. Brother, I'm not apologizing to no one over nothing.
But this is what I'm trying to say. You see that you always spoil it with that piece.
No.
Like, I'm not begging
I always spoil it over that.
So
I meant to apologize. Are you trying to say I meant to apologize?
I never said that you must apologize. What I'm trying to say, I always feel like, you know, when we talk like that, when we say I'm not begging no friend from no one, I'm not apologizing. I feel like it just spoils the narrative. I feel like
you know me already.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. That's why I know you. That's why I'm always backing you. Backing you. So anyway, listen, I know this is good television. This is good viewing. It's good viewing. But we don't want to
apologize. After man coming out thing balling, just shut your mouth. That man's winding up my blood pressure, you know. Shut.
I never said it. Hold on. Did I say you must apologize?
No. Man on air talking about something. I say, are you mad? After man coming here, listen, don't get me mad today, yeah? Turn, change the subject,
please,
now, bro.
People, don't get Spencer mad. We don't need Spencer mad. We need Spencer on a high energy. But yeah, it's good. I feel, listen, this is good. This is good. And you know, sometimes I feel like on a Sunday evening, it's a good way to just let off a little, you know, a little anger that you may have inside of you. But
there's no anger inside of me.
When it all boils down to it, Spence, who knows, innit? And I know the kind of person you are. And that's, for me, that's what is most important. Sometimes I want to get that over to the people, because even though what they really say doesn't really affect you because you know who you are, it's good to have that out there. So people always know that I'm always going to back you regardless. No one can't trick me and make me start, because you know we see it on here, you know, people trying to say, oh, you should do this, you should do that, but no, I'm gonna back my man because I'm only thinking about the good things, and because I know the things which are not so good, let me use those words because you don't like using the words bad, they come and go. This is a journey. Anyway, again, this is the thing about the fighters, right? We always, this is the greatness about this show. We touch on everything, life, you know, as well as boxing. So I think that's it. Camille, we've touched on the Chris. Can Camille win this fight against Chris Eubank Jr.?
Don't be silly, Tunde.
Why?
Just cut it out, Tunde. Just cut it out. You know what I mean? Just cut
it. You don't think so? Chris Eubank's been out of the ring a long time.
Tunde. Chris Eubank Jr. has deliberately handpicked this person. Yeah, for him to look a certain way. Do you know what I mean? Right? As we heard a famous promoter say, "Why don't you fight blah 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 scumbag? Why don't you fight Hamza Shiraz?" No, brother. He's deliberately picked this man, right, for him to brush up his skills and punch up. Right, and that's that. Monty Singh, thank you very much, my friend.
Anyway, back to boxing. I see Bivol winning on points. Canelo couldn't walk him down, and I think he does the same with Beterbiev. Peace out. Monty, we're talking about someone with 20 fights, 20 KOs at the highest level of the sport. That's not a joke.
Monty knows his game still, right? So I'm not even gonna knock Monty. But
that's not a joke, bro. That's not a joke.
Yeah.
That's not a joke. Beterbiev is not a joke. And there's all the marbles are there. We're fighting for the IBF light heavyweight world title. We're fighting for the IBO world light heavyweight title. We're fighting for the WBA super world light heavyweight title. We're fighting for the WBC world light heavyweight title. We're fighting for the WBO world light heavyweight title. This is all the marbles. Both fighters are unbeaten. One has 100% KO ratio. One has beaten a modern great in Canelo Alvarez, albeit smaller, and also taken the unbeaten record of Gilberto Ramirez, even though Ramirez was a super middleweight world champion who moved up to light heavyweight, now fighting at cruiser. So he was a cruiserweight from the beginning. And it's just an exciting fight. I'm quite surprised to hear that the bookmakers have Bivol favorite, knowing that bookmakers don't usually throw away money. I did hear a rumor that Beterbiev is still injured, and if that
I don't buy it, I'm not buying that. Could be a trick.
And if that is the case, the movement of Bivol again could cause Beterbiev problem. But knowing Beterbiev, I don't think he would go into the ring if he wasn't 100%. He's cancelled so many fights because he isn't 100%. So why would he, at this stage of the game, go into a fight of this magnitude when he's not 100%? When both fighters have always wanted to be undisputed light heavyweight champions. It's a great event, a great card promoted by obviously Turkey Ala Sheikh, Bob Arum for Top Rank, Gold Star, Eddie Hearn for Matchroom Boxing, Ben Shalom for Boxer, Frank Warren for Queensbury Promotion, and it is live on the Zone pay-per-view and USA ESPN Plus, also on Sky Sports.
Is it pay-per-view on Sky Sports?
It must be. It's got to be, right? It's got to be. It's got to be. It's got to be. So,
yeah, you know what? I've seen the flights is quite cheap to get to Riyadh right now. So
you're definitely going, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna go, man. I've made up my mind.
It's good, man. I want you to go. Listen, I want you to represent. And you listen. I'll be there in spirit with you. So it's a good look, man. It's a great event to be in. Why wouldn't you want to? If there's an opportunity to go there, why wouldn't you? Someone has said it's only the undercard that's pay-per-view. That don't make no sense. Why would the undercard?
I have no idea. I have no idea.
It don't make no sense.
I can't listen to that, to tell you the honest truth.
But someone else did say that to me as well. But anyway, I'll be doing a watch along. Everyone knows what time it is. And I'm gonna start it from early doors. So boy Tunde, your watch alongs will go down in history. You've done a 6-hour set for the AJ fight. They should get you on your own TV show, as your personality is a breath of fresh air. Thank you so much, so boy. And suffice to say, if my brother Spencer Fearon is out there in the flesh, I'll be back home in the flesh. And the week after, Anthony Yarde will make his ring return live at the Copper Box. Get your tickets live on boxer.com. Spence, I think we've come to another great ending to the show. We didn't, you know what we didn't talk about? Sky Nicholson against Raven Chapman. Sky's like she's the poster girl, innit? She's the poster girl, Australian WBC. She's the WBC World Featherweight Champion, if I'm not mistaken. Raven Chapman is another lovely young girl. Always used to see her and her trainer at You cool, very respectful.
Yeah,
very
before we go as well, yeah, please, because everyone's saying Nick Ball. We gotta mention.
Yeah, we're gonna touch on Nick. Yeah, that's all right. Sorry, I almost forgot that. But yeah, Sky Nicholson against Raven Chapman is the first female contest in Riyadh season. So again, making a piece of history there, being the first females. I know Carissa Shields was begging this thing. As I said, sometimes all this begging thing, all this begging thing don't work. It don't work. You just gotta let things happen. And so the quote really, if anyone was to be the first female to be out on this Riyadh, it should have been what's her name? Carissa. It should have been.
Why should it have been her? Why should it have been?
Again, I see, sometimes the words come out your mouth and you actually say to yourself, why did I say that? Yeah,
exactly.
There's no given. It went to Sky Nicholson and Raven Chapman, and that's what it is, because that's what it is. So congratulations to both girls. Let's give a good fight. Let's show them that the women can actually have it out as well and put on a good contest. And I think that's the end of that, Spence. But as you said, we would be remiss if we were not to talk about the fantastic performance by the Wrecking Ball, the one, the only Mr. Nick Ball last night. What a fight. This to you, Odin. Thank you first and foremost. The Snapchat come first before everything. Opetaya Ivan, thank you for the €5.99. Said, big up Spencer and Tunde. We know the truth, Spencer. You can see a man's character when he is winning. They always bad-minded all. Thank you, sir, for the €5.99.
Yeah, big up.
Spence. Nick Ball. It's exciting. I don't know how long this thing is gonna last, but bro, he is so exciting. This guy, this young pit bull terrier, is just, bro, he's dashing man across the ring. He's punching man through the ring. The brother don't stop. I'm like,
he's relentless.
I'm saying he's got to slow down. He can't keep on throwing them punches.
You know what?
Paul Elfine that said Carissa's bat is too big. He would distract the shake man. Stop it. Paul Elfine, what you going on with? Bro, don't try to distract, man. Anyway, yeah. Nick Ball, Spence, this kid is amazing. He came to my attention on the Dylan White versus Tyson Fury undercard when he fought Isaac Lowe. He beat Isaac Lowe around and thump him up. And I'm like, I remember saying to Frank, I was like, Frank, you see that that boy is a world champion. That boy is a world champion. So said, so done. He's a world champion. That was his first defense in his hometown. And listen, they're talking about Inui. I don't know about that fight.
Now, you know what? I'm gonna be real with you.
Yes,
it's big fights, and this is about earning maximum. He should take that fight. I'm just gonna be real with you. He should take that fight.
It'd be a good fight.
It'd be a good fight.
It'd be a good fight. I'm telling you, because it's better to take. You're right, Spence. It's better to take that fight now.
Yeah.
Because if you that style of fighting, as a wise man once told me, that's 25 fights.
Yeah, I wonder which wise man said that to you, Ton. But anyway, I wonder. Yeah. But yeah. It's a style of fighting. 25 fights, you're done, bro.
25 fights. So
take the fight.
Yeah, John, this is what I'm talking about, because he don't mind taking a blow to give a blow. So him against Inui is a serious fight. And I'm not. Yeah, Lee S just said box office. It is a box office. I'm not just saying this, Spence. I give him more than a good chance against Inui.
I'm telling you.
I give him more than a good chance against Inui. So if they're gonna make that fight, they best make that quick. Quick. Because I don't know how many more tough nights Nick Ball can have like that. Because that was a serious fight last night. There was times when I was like, whoa, this is looking, it might go pear-shaped. But Nick Ball, with his relentless style and just a multitude of punches, just continue to just wet. And you can see Rios's face. It's like Rios was sleeping. When he was talking to the ref and his eyes was almost closing, I'm like, bro, this guy, your corner need to just stop the fight or something. And they continued, and Nick Ball did what Nick Ball does and thump him out the ring, and ultimately the referee stopped the fight. But what a great fighter he is! What an exciting fighter he is! I think Britain should be proud of that young man right now. Lives the life, so it seems. And sky's the limit. He's already a world champion. They're talking about unifying belts now. Maybe he can get a rematch against Ray Vargas. That would be good. So we can get some, redemption because he won that fight.
He got bumped. You know what? To be real, because Ray Vargas was that WBC title, right?
Yes.
Ray Vargas is still the champion. Maybe they can make a unification for that. But it was a fight where he got bumped, and he's grown in confidence now. He's picked up his own version of a world title. And it bust up Vargas now. And no one can't tell me when, but it bust it up. It bust him up vicious. You know what I mean? Yes. I really do like the kid. I like his work ethic. You know what I mean? I like his demeanor in the ring. I think he's and not only that, he's very well balanced as well. You think like he's stable on his legs, so he's stable to let off the shots. Great fighter, man. I really enjoy it. So congratulations to him. Anyway, Tunde, I've got a bounce. I've got things to do, bro.
Me too. I've got work to do. So congratulations to Nick Ball and all of the team up there in Liverpool. Andrew Kane, his stablemate, Brad Strand, all of them was on fire last night. So credit to their trainer, doing a good job. So there's been so many good scenarios this year for involving British fighters, British trainers. It's just been a good year thus far. And next week, again, we go again. Great card out there in Saudi Arabia. So big up all the fighters that's on the bill. Beterbiev, Bivol, Nicholson, Chapman, Whitaker, Liam Cameron, Jai Opetaya, Jack Massi, Fabio Wardley, Fraser Clarke, Chris Eubank Jr., Camille Sarameta, Mohamed Alakal, and Jesus Gonzalez. Ladies and gentlemen, it has been a pleasure to have you with us this Sunday evening, and thank you for all your comments. People asking, about Ant. I'm sure this week everything will be more crystal clear, but the week after this, we're back in the ring, and it's going to be exciting. So, ladies and gentlemen, let us end the show in the exact way we started it. With the magical words of dream it, believe it, become it.
Coming up, peace to fingers. May you have a fantastic next 7 strong days.
Yes, sir.
We don't do nothing weak.
Nothing at all. Love.